travel blogger. If you're considering doing a travel blog, or if you're just someone who loves adventures, you love to travel, you love to see new places, then I think this is also something you should consider. Travel to about 20 or 25 European countries. You as a student with your student visa, you are allowed to travel to those same countries without a visa. You want to school in Germany, then these 5 things should actually make you decide. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Tammy. I'm a Nigerian YouTuber based in Germany, and on this channel we talk about schooling abroad, travel, not necessarily travel, but a little bit of that, lifestyle, studying abroad, education, and all of the other extras. Thank you. If you're a new subscriber, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. I'd like to know you guys. And for the old subscribers, you guys know that I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Anyway, today is one of those days where you have to pick up your pen and your notepad. I think it's been a while that I posted stuff on that would require you to pick up your pen. I'm sorry, I kind of derailed a little bit, but we are back on track. But first of all, I think I need to adjust this hat. Yes. Okay, so today we'll be talking about things that you need to put into consideration as to schooling abroad. So if you're considering schooling in Germany, there are a lot of things that I need to tell you. A lot of things that I need to tell you, but today I'll just be giving you 5 things. I'll be giving you 5 things that are quite the catch, if you know what I mean. Like, you want to school in Germany, then these 5 things should actually make you decide. These 5 things should make you truly consider schooling in Germany. So these 5 things are these 5 things are quite important. So get your notepad. I always have mine. So get your notepad and let's dive right into it. Number 1, if you're schooling in Germany, or if you consider schooling in Germany, yes, first of all, I'd like to let you guys know that educational system is totally different. If you schooled in Nigeria or whatever country you schooled in Africa, it's not the same as when you school abroad, or when you school in Germany, at least. There are a lot of differences, and if there's anything that I know that Germany does, is that they allow you to stretch your program. What do I mean by stretching your program? So if you want to do like a bachelor's or you want to do a master's, typically if the bachelor's is for 3 years normally here in Germany, but if the bachelor's is 3 years, or if you're doing a master's is 2 years or 18 months, you can stretch it up to 3 years. You can stretch it up to 3 years, you can stretch it up to 4 years. Like, you can basically stretch it. Now, what do I mean? So for other countries, you're not allowed to do that. But in Germany, you can decide, okay, like you basically decide based on your capacity, like based on your capability, what can you take on? So if your first semester, for example, you have 6 courses, or all of your semesters, you take 6 courses per semester. You can decide to split it. You can decide to do 3 courses per semester instead of 6, or you can decide to do 2, or you can decide to do 4, or you can decide to do 5. You don't necessarily have to take all the courses at once. So this allows you to stretch your program. So let's just say, for example, you're doing a master's program that's 2 years. So the first semester you have 6 courses to do, you do 3. The second semester you have 6 courses to do, you do 3. The third semester you have 6 courses to do, you do another 3. This leaves you with 9 courses pending, and then your thesis. So what you can do is that the next year, which is like, as at this time, three semesters already, that's 1.5 years, that's like 18 months. So the 4th semester typically is for writing of your thesis. So you can now add 3 more semesters, so which is another 18 months. So altogether now you have 3 years, right? Instead of like you've already used 1.5, you now have another 1.5 year for you to finish up. So when you finish up, and then you can now do your thesis. which altogether would make you to spend 3.5 years for a 2-year program. Do you understand? And you can totally do it. It's allowed. Now, during this time, I know a lot of people are funding their education by themselves. So during this period, you can work a lot. I mean, it's not like you're going to work extra hours. No, you still work. You could work extra hours, but you're still entitled to the same 20 hours per week. But you have more time. So someone who would do their program for 1 year, and it's like, if it's for 1 year, they take 1 year exactly to do their program, they would only work as students for 1 year. But you who have stretched your program would have used that time to gain work experience. Now, I'm not saying that I'm pro stretch your program or anti do it exactly the same amount of time. I'm only saying that it's also to an advantage. And again, it depends on your capability, because of course the educational system is different, and it might make you you might be a little bit too overwhelmed by everything new, the patterns and all that. So you would want to take your time so you could have good grades. So it's also a good thing. It's not about who arrives first, it's who arrives at the end of the day. So what is important is that you graduate. It's not about if you graduate first or you graduate last. What's important is that you graduate at the end of the day with a good grade. So that's one thing. Stretching your program is allowed in Germany. The second one, you can work anywhere. Now, I think this is another catch, because in the US, I know that you are allowed to only work within the school campus. You are only allowed to work in the school as an international student. But that's not the case in Germany. So just look here, focus. That's not the case in Germany. In Germany, you are allowed to work anywhere. What I mean anywhere, you can work in any company. Tesla, Apple, wherever you want to work, you can work in those companies, because almost every company provides, there are positions for students. So there are working students positions in almost every company in Germany. The only thing is that the requirements might be different. Some might tell you that you have to speak German, and some you just have to speak English. So whatever the case may be, you're allowed to work anywhere. So if you get a job, you can apply for jobs literally any of all these places. Also in the school campuses, there are student assistant jobs where you can apply to do all those kind of jobs, like work inside the campus, but then you can also work outside, which I think is a great thing, because just imagine being a student and then you are working with Tesla or Apple or Microsoft or great startups. There are a lot of startups in Germany, Berlin to be precise, and then you have this work experience. By the time you graduate, you've already gained about 1 year professional work experience. Just imagine, 1 year professional work experience is great. Even if you were a student during the time, it is still very great compared to doing menial jobs where, yes, you get the money, but then it's not something you can really put it on your CV, because even if you put it on your CV, it's not really valuable compared to your proper, professional job, even though you're a student. Now that's number 2. So let's get on to number 3. German language. Yeah, I also think that this is great, because not even I know it's great, because as a student in Germany, every school offers German language course, and for the students it's free. So let's even go back to you stretching your course, your program duration, and you stretch it for about 3 years. So in 3 years, you're allowed to do a German course and 1 level each semester for free. So by the 3rd year, you would have pretty much done A1 in first semester, A2 second semester, B1 third semester, B2 fourth semester. That's already 2 years. So in 2 years, you've done 4 levels. So you're already in B2, which is already a very great level for German language. Then the next 2 semesters, you get to C2. That's already professional proficiency. So if you ask me, I would say this is also really great, because then by the time you're graduating with great German language skills. And guess what? You didn't even have to pay a dime for the German language. Who wouldn't want free German lessons? Hello, I would want it. Anyway, so now let's get to number 4. Number 4 is post-study. This is one of the very important things because I believe that studying abroad is a great investment. So for you to study abroad, you're like, okay, I'm putting in this money, or your parents are saying, I'm putting in this money into my child's life or into my life for this purpose. And I expect that at a certain period of time, you expect ROI, right? Return on investment. So what is that return on investment? If you ask me, I do not believe that you would leave your country, go to another country, finish up with school, and then just pack your bags the very next day and start going back to your country. International work experience is very important if you're someone who wants to grow in your field. International work experience is great. So Germany provides you with post-study visa, which is for 18 months. So you are entitled or you are eligible for a post-study visa once you are done with your program for 18 months. And definitely in 18 months, there's no way that you wouldn't have gotten a job. So you have 18 months to find a job, to work, and to decide if you still want to stay back in the country, or you now want to go to any other country, or you want to go back to your home country. So I think 18 months is enough time for someone to decide on what they want to do next. So that brings us to the final one. And oh, don't forget, after the 18 months, you can now renew your post-study visa as a work visa. So you are allowed to stay back in the country. How amazing is that? Let's go on to the final one. The final one is traveling around Europe. What do I mean by traveling around Europe? Just the same way that a resident is allowed to travel to about 20 or 25 European countries, you as a student with your student visa, you are allowed to travel to those same countries without a visa. Hey, travel blogger, if you're considering doing a travel blog, or if you're just someone who loves adventures, you love to travel, you love to see new places, then I think this is also something you should consider. Not to shade people that school in the US, but the truth is, if you've noticed, people who school in the US or who live in the, maybe not live, but school in the US, they rarely travel to other countries. If they must even travel to anywhere, maybe Mexico, but they mostly travel within the US. But hey, if you're schooling in Germany, you can travel around. There are so many countries that you can go to, and they are extremely cheap. But let's not even start talking about the price of traveling. Maybe we could do that in another video. So if you want to know about that, don't forget to say that in the comment section, and we could see if maybe we could discuss that and talk about like how much it costs to travel within Europe as a student, and what the perks are, what the discounts, what the possible discounts are as well, and all those things. Anyways, I kind of wanted to make this video short, and I hope it was short and informative. If you did not write down anything, feel free to start this video from the beginning, watch and write down stuff, because these are important pegs. Like, these are the 5 things that I believe that you need to consider and make your final decision on why you should school in Germany. Thank you very much for coming and watching up until this point. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell, because I bring you videos every week. And I mean every week. I know sometimes I fail, but now we're talking about consistency. I'm not even joking. I'm giving you guys videos. I will be giving you guys videos every week. Don't forget to, comment down below. Let me see what you think. Let me know questions that you have to ask. Just ask them right there. And don't forget to share to your friends too, who are considering schooling abroad and who are those people that are not very sure of the countries that they want to study in. So we have come to the end of this video. Thank you very much, and see you in my next video. Bye.